You're with head coach Scott Borek after a 4-1 loss to BC. Coach, can we start with a comment on the game tonight?
Yeah, I was just disappointed. I thought it was men amongst boys, and we were the boys. That was the result of the hockey game. It was disappointing that we played some good hockey as of late, and this wasn't one of those nights.
Did you feel like you were able to kind of do what you wanted to do, but really not to like maybe the last 10 minutes of the third? It looked like, those last 10 minutes, I felt like, okay, the game seemed to be taking shape the way I'm sure you probably would have liked to see, the chances you were getting, but up to that point, like you said, just really wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously came out. They had a tough weekend last weekend with a split, and they came after us physically, and they controlled us physically, I thought, and that was the difference in the game. I just thought they were so aggressive physically, and they were hard to defend. We played slow, we played long, and whenever we played long, it's a problem. We gave them a short rink, so the first two goals were kind of easy goals, and you can't play Boston College giving them easy goals.
It seemed like this was a more physical BC team than I can remember seeing when you kind of watched them on video this week. Did it look like they may play the way they did tonight in terms of as physical as they were?
No, that game was at Vermont, so the little bit bigger ice, so it wasn't a very physical game. I think that they obviously had a hard week of practice, and came here to get their sea legs away from them, and they did a good job of doing that. Hats off to BC, and back to work for us.
What kind of happened there in the second? I mean, just in terms of, I think the shots were like 20-2. It just seemed like nothing.
They got the couple power plays. One power play in particular where they had probably 8 or 9 shots, and they just had us on our heels badly. You don't score in your 5-on-3 power play. That's a problem. And so I just thought we didn't attack in the second period, and we allowed them to come at us. And we played long, and we turned pucks over in the neutral zone, and you just can't do that against Boston College. I don't care what team they have, you can't do that. And they played offense. They only needed 100 feet to play offense, and you're in trouble when you do that. And that's what we did.
Was there any point in the game tonight where you felt like you guys were doing what you wanted to see your team do?
You mentioned earlier the last 10 minutes. I thought when we made it 3-1, I actually felt we were going to make it 3-2. We were playing better. We were playing harder. That's why we got a power play, because our guy played hard on the puck and he got taken down. But we just never got. We were never able to put 2 or 3 shifts together like that. It was one line going out and doing something like that. Then we couldn't get the next line to get the same kind of generation going in the offensive zone, and I guess we were kind of one and done. You can't be one and done. There's a lot of rebounds in that area, and I know the defense is big and strong and mobile, and they do a really nice job clearing the net front, but there's a point where it just got to be impossible to clear the net front, and we didn't make it very hard.
In not so much this year, but I know in prior years we've talked about after games you felt like you guys have passed up opportunities to shoot at times. Did you feel like that was something that was going on, especially in the first 2 periods?
I thought even in the third, I really thought we made the extra pass. When BC plays a simpler game than you, that's a problem, and they played a much simpler game. They played downhill, they played an attack, they put pucks on net, let guys go get rebounds. We made the extra pass a lot in the first 40 minutes, and it ended up with no shot on net, and that happened in the second period. We had some zone possession where we had opportunities and we didn't put it on net, and it went right back at us, and that's just disappointing we played that way. We got to do a better job than that.
Sorry if it was asked already. What did you think of Zach's play, especially in the second period when they put a lot of shots on?
I thought in the second period he was outstanding. I think he was disappointed with the way the first period went, but he had to be really happy with the second period. He gave us a chance to come back, and he made, not only did he make big saves, he made every save he should have, but he made about 3 or 4 exceptional saves that gave us a chance to get back.
You talked even earlier this week, I think on Tuesday, about how last weekend you guys came out of those weekends, and maybe 2 or 3 years ago would have been like, hey, we gained some confidence from those games against UMass, but guys kind of took it upon themselves and like, this just isn't acceptable, it's not good enough. What was kind of the mood after a game like that? Did you get a sense that the locker room kind of takes care of itself, whereas maybe in some years past there was more that the coaches had to do to kind of wake a team up after a game like this?
Yeah, I think the players are pretty disappointed. The result, obviously, when you win, you're happy, you lose, you're not. But I think they were disappointed in our ability to compete in this hockey game. We should have been better, and I think our team knows that. You know, we were just disappointed in the way we played. We're a better hockey team than that.